The world today faces many great challenges. We need to more than just survive. We need to ensure a habitable planet for our children and their children's children. Never before has the human race produced so much food so efficiently. But massive inequity remains in the distribution of our food supply. About 25,000 people die every day of hunger. Excessive and indiscriminate use of pesticides and petrochemical fertilizers has poisoned our land and waters. Are these same chemicals slowly but surely poisoning us? There is a massive, relentless production. But who gives thought to managing the waste generated by our economic activities? Climate change looms over us, but we persist in our polluting ways. Why do we not adopt eco-friendly alternatives? And there is the ancient struggle against the lack of health, the lack of education, and the seeming absence of opportunities for millions to transcend poverty.
Most people are aware of some of the environmental problems associated with our systems of agriculture today. One of the good things about level of knowledge today is that we already know how to solve most of the problems of food security and environmental degradation. I don't think we have a shortage of knowledge. What we need is people ready to apply what is already known to produce food in a sustainable way, in an environmentally sound way, and the solutions are there. And most often the solutions are very simple, very easy to apply. Biointensive gardens are one way, and generally it's an issue of application of knowledge. The key concept is having a narrow bed and a raised bed. So this allows the soil to be kept very deep, as you can see here. So you don't have to dig a plot again and again. You just dig it once, and then the plants do the digging for themselves. And over here you see the source of nutrient. Any leguminous plant can be used as a fertilizer, and this particular system is of special relevance to urban areas as well.
Biointensive gardening, BIG, was packaged by IIRR out of many traditional gardening practices biased towards more organic and sustainable agriculture. It was a product of 30 years of research and on-the-ground practice.
Biointensive gardening has been practiced across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. The biointensive approach offers sustainable solutions. If practiced by more and more farms, communities, households, it can help address issues of food insecurity, malnutrition, environmental degradation, and climate change. In 1980, IIRR's biointensive approach contributed significantly towards reducing hunger and poverty among displaced families of sugarcane workers in the province of Negros Occidental. And it endures today. The Sisters of Mary School in Silang, Cavite, catering to 2,500 indigent youth in Luzon, adopted biointensive gardening to rehabilitate the soil on their 5-hectare property, taking the first step towards self-reliance, food security, and better nutrition for their students.
Itong land na to is idle land. Ang mga nakatanim lamang dati ay yung mga talahib, mga damo. And then nag-start ang development nito last May 2010. Ang tumulong po sa pag-develop ng aming farm na 5 hectares ay yung IIRR na tinatawag nila na BIG technology, na kung saan natutunan namin yung mga madre at mga bata kung paano maggawa ng garden, compost pit.
At present, the farm generates a significant income for SOM in the form of savings. savings in food costs and garbage hauling fees, and a long-term benefit in the restoration of these once depleted soil.
Yung galing sa kusina namin, na mga pinagbalatan nga po, pinagtalupan, binabalik po namin dito para ma-decompose po, tapos para magamit namin sa lupa, pampataba.
In June and July, we have all our plants in the soil and they start bearing fruits. And within just 2 months, 1,590 kilograms of produce we came up with.
In time, as they continue to apply the principles of the biointensive approach, the farm will have the capacity to sustain all of their kitchen requirements, and this will cut 2.4 million pesos of their food expenses each year.
Parang wala sa aking mga pahalaga itong agriculture. Pero nung pinasok ko po ito, parang naisip kong maraming maitutulong ito pag-uwi ko sa amin sa probinsya.
Marami po rin po akong natutunan dito po sa agriculture, lalo na po yung iba't ibang methods ng composting.
Makapag-produce ka ng mga gulay na para sa pangailangan lang ng pamilya mo.
Masarap po yung feeling na kapag yung pinaghirapan mo po, kakainin mo.
Nakaka-generate ka rin po dito ng mga pera para i-sustain pa iba pang mga pangailangan sa buhay mo.
Nagpapasalamat po ako dun sa mga nagturo sa akin, lalo na po yung mga teachers na naging bagay ng buhay ko po.
We are really interested to be able to influence their thinking about the environment. Gardens have always been a very powerful device to influence young people about basic environmental and natural resource concepts. There's a tremendous opportunity offered by gardens for purposes of conserving our traditional varieties. By growing indigenous vegetables in a biointensive garden, you are actually conserving these varieties for future generations.
IIRR have successfully developed a high school level curriculum that teaches the principles and methods of biointensive gardening. In doing this, we can reach a wider audience and credibly teach biointensive gardening to more and more young people.
Through this project, students will learn that when they take care of nature, nature will take care of them.
Biointensive gardening can support the nutritional needs of both rural and urban families, assure food security, and can serve as their source of income.
The big problem today is increasing urbanization. People are moving to the cities for work, or they're driven because of climate change issues, or because of the issues centered around acquisition of land. One of the things that has not yet been tested and developed enough in the Philippines, for example, or in some Asian countries, is the concept of community gardens, where a small area of land, let's say 1,000 or 2,000 square meters, is subdivided into small plots and allocated to urban families. So they can garden in small plots of no more than 100 square meters each, ideally 50 square meters. Now here's where gardens can play a difference for people who are internally displaced, for people who have had to move out for 15-20 years. But the problem with biointensive gardening is just so simple and nobody pays attention to it. They don't realize the value of it, and I think that's an issue of how do you get people to appreciate how important is biointensive gardening.
Supporting the expansion of biointensive gardening and other sustainable agriculture projects contributes not only to the livelihood and food sufficiency of poor communities, but also mitigating the impacts of climate change.